Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Is everything fine with the audio? Do you have any audio issues? You can see the screen and everything, right? Okay, perfect. So, in today's live stream, as you probably can guess by the title and the thumbnail, we're gonna go through and create everything from scratch in SketchUp and Enscape, and we're gonna do this dining room right here. So, um, meanwhile, I would love to hear from everyone in the chat where you guys are from. I always love to know more about the audience and all of that. So we have Abdullah from Turkey. We have Mary from Nigeria. That's cool. Everyone else, type in the chat right now where you guys are from, and we're gonna get started right away. Let me just tweak the camera a little bit. Let me just zoom in just a tiny more. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's get started and kind of check what we have to do here. So I took this image online from Pinterest. I probably should give credit where I got this from, but honestly, I can't even remember. If I found out later, I'll just drop a link anywhere. But here's the thing, we're gonna have to do a quick floor here. I think it's gonna be concrete material. We're gonna have to find some simple chairs. These are not gonna be super hard to find. And I think the main issue or kind of challenge is gonna be to create the soft lighting, but we're gonna go through that all together. We have two pendant lights, a painting or like artwork over there, so it's gonna be completely fine. We have Carlo from Philippines. Nice to have you here, Carlo, as well. So let's get started. I'm just gonna draw the flooring real quick, extrude this up for a bit, and then make a group. Obviously, we cannot have like real dimensions. I don't want to do photo matching with sketch or anything like that, so I'm just gonna try and guess. Let me just see here. I think this wall is gonna have to be a bit thicker, so perfect. Okay, so one other thing that we notice here is that the window goes above the ceiling, uh, but maybe we don't have to do that as it is in the photo right now. What we can try and find now is, let's just type in, I think these may be sliding windows, but anyway, let me just type in sliding windows, and we're gonna try and find. So the first thing that I want to do here is just kind of populate the scene, and after we do a bit of like adding stuff to the scene, we're gonna go ahead and do the composition. So let me check what would fit well here. I think we can do something like these windows. These can work fine. We can also just change the scale of them later on, and we can just get going with everything. We don't need these. Please just get off the screen. These have to go as well. Give me just the bare windows. 1 minute. Okay, perfect. Let me just move this, and we're gonna get it right here. Rotated by 90 degrees with a Q key in SketchUp. Let me zoom in, and it's right there. I'm gonna use a scale tool to go for something like this. Let's draw a beam here real quick. We don't have to match 100% to what the image is like. We're probably gonna need to extend this over on this side as well. So let's just do something like this. Move this so it doesn't cut us off, and we get going. Let's see what else we have to do here. Well, I'm not gonna try and mess too much with the materials as of now. We're gonna do that later on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat, by the way. And also, please let me know if you can hear me fine and if everything is smooth on the live stream. Anyway, so let's try and find these dining room chairs. Or let me just type in dining chairs. I don't think these are gonna be that hard to find. Hopefully SketchUp Warehouse doesn't prove me wrong here, because I just cannot bear trying to search. Okay, so these are very similar. We're just gonna have to take a few of these elements off. Let me just download this. And then the color is not gonna be that hard to match either. So that works perfectly fine. Let me just put this here. I think this is pretty close to what we have here. The only thing we're gonna need to do is, I'm just gonna take these off, and I'm gonna need to take off these little modeling here, because that doesn't do us a favor. in regards to keeping it similar to this. Okay. And then once we have this down, let me just try and manage the color a bit closer for now, and then later on we can just go and take a look at how everything looks. What about this one? This is a bit closer. I think we can use this as well. I don't want to waste too much time here in the live stream to go through all of the different models in SketchUp Warehouse, just because we don't need to waste time in that direction. I want to kind of take care more of larger or like more usual common issues that there might be with SketchUp and Enscape. So for now, let's just keep this one. Let's take this off for now, and then what else do we need to add here? I mean, these are not super hard to find or anything like that. So let's just move this over here as of now. We're gonna have these two chairs, one chair over there and this one over there. So see how in the picture, the rotation of the chairs is randomized. This is super, super important. Okay, so we have someone from Romania as well. Hi, Dorel, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Hopefully one of the pronunciations was right. So as you can see here, what's very important to kind of be able to tell is that, as you can see, the chairs are not at a perfect 90-degree angle, and that just makes the whole thing look much more natural, because that's how most of chairs and dining rooms are in real life, because we're rarely going to find somewhere where every single chair is placed perfectly with the exact same rotation. So what we have here is, I'm going to need to rotate this just a tiny bit like that. Our table is not looking that similar. We're going to need to change that later on maybe, but let's just continue for now. Now I'm going to rotate this chair onto like this. And yeah, we're going to need just one of them to move over here and then one right in front. So let's do this real quick. Rotate it like this. Let's put this in front. Perfect. All right. This is good as now. I do see this as a wireframe as of now, but we're gonna make it a lot better later on. Other elements that we have here. So we have these two pendant lights that are gonna be not super easy to find. And then we have these, I guess, the like division platforms or whatever you call them. I can't remember them. Is it partitions? I think they're called partitions. Anyway, let me just do this real quick. So these have the height somewhere between like 40% of the ceiling height. So I'm gonna do something like that. I'm not sure if this is a whole group. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go here. Let me just do 3 of those. I'm gonna divide it like this, 1 by 1. Move, copy, move. Okay, I think we did 4 equal kind of surfaces. And now what we're gonna do is use the arc tool, maybe a little lower. Something like this can work fine. And we can just copy this across, or maybe to make it even easier, let's just divide it in half, just like how it's gonna be. So let's just copy these, use the move tool and copy them across all of the boards here. Perfect. All right. Now we're gonna need to take these surfaces off. 1 second. That should not happen. Let me move these over here to edit them easier. So we're gonna take off these edges, we're gonna take off these surfaces, take these off, take all of these completely off. And then we're gonna need to do a little bit of rotation between them, but that's gonna be fine. That's not anything that is super hard or anything like that. So let's just extrude this, for example, 3 centimeters. And let's extrude the same one for about 3 other centimeters. And now what we can do is, let me just copy these surfaces, move them in front real quick. Okay, so now we can do this is just copy this over here, and then we can rotate it a tiny bit like this. Group this, and let's just mirror the whole thing. I can never guess which which axis I should flip these in. So something like this can work. I think we do need to close these off. Let's go. Good. I think this took a lot longer than it should have taken. So, okay. Now we're gonna need to just duplicate this. I think that's gonna be fine. Maybe we made these a bit too thick. Let's see later on. So, copy these in. We can always modify and change things later on. Right now, I just want to make sure we have kind of like a wireframe of the modeling. And then once we get onto later phases, we're gonna take a bit closer detail onto what we're putting into our model. Perfect. So what do you guys think of, I think I should kind of change a little bit the wall, the plaster and things. Maybe I can move things around and make them look better. But I would love to hear from you guys where you're from. So as you can see, Reconnect just said that is from Philippines. That's great. I know I have quite some viewers and audience from the Philippines. It's always great to hear where people are watching from. Let's make this a group. Let's go to tools. I'm going to use a section plane to model things around easier. Maybe let's just not make it active as of now. Open this up, turn off the active view. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Enscape, and I'm going to try and do the composition right now as we speak. That opened up quickly. Let's just do this real quick for the whole thing. One thing that I do notice is that I have to turn the field of view a bit off or lower. So I think let me check. These ones are gonna have to be okay. I think something like this is gonna work fine. I'm gonna have to do 2-point perspective as well. Let's move a bit lower. Love your work, sir. I learned a lot in just 1 week. Thank you so much. I'm glad you did. I love to hear, listen, and read messages like that. Whooptiman is from Denmark. Arif Iversen is from Malaysia. And yeah, I'm glad everyone is enjoying the live stream so far. We're getting on to the modeling. We have someone from Moscow as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of diversity in the chat and in the audience. One thing I want you guys to remember right now is that I am running a sale which only happens one time every year. And this is the 14-day realistic rendering program. Right now it's at 50% off. This is the only time you can get the transformation for this amount. You will get the chance to get access to $1,000 worth of exercise files. You will have access to a private group where you can get your renders reviewed, and you will also get a one-on-one call with me personally. We will have lifetime access for this. I'm gonna leave the link right now in the chat because if I had this program when I started out, I wouldn't even think twice about this, and that's what I headed for when creating this. There was no such program when I started out doing renders, especially with SketchUp and Enscape. So you can find everything that this program offers, and this is the only time I do a sale on this program, and it's for Black Friday. So don't delay your transformation for another 365 days, but get it in the link in the chat or in the description right now. And I'm gonna stay in touch with you in the community and in the private group. So yeah, but let's move on to the rest of the render here. We're gonna need to set up the composition. We're gonna save this as camera 1, and it's gonna be fine. Later on, we can do tweaks on this as well. Now let's let me see the section plane. I'm gonna make this active. Okay. One thing that I do notice is that these, let me just move this downwards. These are gonna be, are gonna have to be a bit more to the left and a bit like, they're gonna need to be higher and taller. Let me just move this over here. Use the scale tool, or maybe let's just do something like this. I think the ceiling height has to be higher as well, but let me check. I should have made these instances or components to just be able to model everything much easier, but it's gonna be fine because I can just delete this completely, and then just copy it once again. Okay, perfect. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. We also have Wesley Tay from Singapore. That's great. A lot of Asian audience here. I can't pay. Oh, you have sanctions because you're from Moscow. Yeah. I do have a lot of people from Russia that cannot join the program, unfortunately. But yeah, it sucks. Love your stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it, Wesley. Anyway, what's next? We're gonna have to add this. Let's add the artwork on the wall real quick. There's gonna be a quick rectangle right here. We're going to extrude it for 4 centimeters. Let's group this. We're gonna add the artwork, something similar to that later on. We're gonna need to find some pendant lights that are gonna work here, but I think I'm gonna do that later. One thing that I do want to take care of right now is let's try and put in some of the materials. I'm gonna go to the Enscape material library. Let's go to concrete. Let's do concrete 03. Okay, let's see how this will look. It looks too dark. Let's brighten this up a tiny bit. We can do some changes later. Now, something else that I noticed here is let's fix the chairs. I think that's gonna be an easy fix. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this material. This is black gloss, I guess. But what we're gonna need to do is I'm gonna make this metallic. So we're gonna select it. We're gonna go to the material editor. We're gonna go to the metallic slider, make it 100% and the roughness at 30. And we can just paste this material throughout all of the chair's leg. Okay, and I like the legs on these chairs a lot more. They're more elegant, but whatever. I don't want to waste time on that as of now. Let me go to the Enscape material editor once again. Let's choose the material off the chairs. Let's first lower the roughness, and now we're gonna try and fix the color. So this is more olive, I guess. What we can do here is, let me try and match. I think something like this is pretty close. Maybe the roughness should be a bit higher. Let's go for 55%. We're gonna see with lighting later on how everything will look like. And then what else we're gonna need here? This material is interesting. This is gonna be, I think this is kind of like an RGL material. The wood as well. I'm gonna fix the wood later. We also need to find the legs of the chairs, but one thing that I can do right now, right away, I'm gonna get the easy stuff done first. I'm gonna go to the materials. I'm gonna go to the plasters, plaster 03, imported, and then just do this right here. Okay, perfect. Now the section, active cut done. Let's make the frames black just like how they are here. Let me just take this, make it a new material just in case we're gonna need to modify chairs later, but okay, not really. I'm gonna go to the colors once again. Let's go to the black color, and we're gonna make this one metallic as well. Perfect. No, not perfect. Okay, good. And then let's make it metallic. And then I'm going to take care of the lighting as well. Or maybe let's just do all the materials and modeling first. I think that's going to be easier for everyone to follow. Okay. What else do we have here? This is going to have to go all the way to the windows, the concrete material. Okay, what else? The ceiling height, it is higher in the image. Let's change the material on the table. So I'm gonna select this, and then I'm gonna go to my Enscape resources real quick here. I don't want anyone else to see my folders. A lot of things that no one can see. I'm just kidding. It's all nerdy stuff. PBR materials, HDRIs, not much else. Spoiler alert, there's a 3ds Max course coming soon. I'm going to talk about that another day. But anyway, Let's go to the RV. I have this wood material. Yeah. Let's wait until it loads a little bit. Hopefully SketchUp doesn't crash on us. Okay, come on. We're gonna need to rotate the texture and make some tweaks on it as well. So let's go in here, texture, position, 90 degrees change. Let's make this a bit bigger. I'm gonna use this as well. And then underneath, let's see if it works. Hopefully, yeah, okay. So this is a lot softer. Our one is more orangish, kinda. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna plug in another light here real quick because I think the lighting isn't set up properly. Come on. Okay. I think you can see me better now. Not that you care, but it's fine. Come on. Not sure. I think because I'm live streaming, SketchUp is taking a bit longer than it should be. Saturation needs to be a bit higher. But anyway, what have you guys been into? Do you guys work at an architecture office, interior design office? Are you at your university studies? What else? Can you show us slowly change the position of materials applied? Thank you. Yeah, I can do that. So for example, let me just get this right first. I think it just needs to be a tiny bit more orange. Let me just fix the tone of the color. I'm going to show you exactly how you change the positioning of the texture. Tint color, let's go a tiny bit like this. Now it's too much. Something like this. I also want to lower the amount. I want to get the image fade to somewhere like 80. And do this a bit darker. I mean, higher saturation color. Okay, let's take care of that later on. Can you show us slowly changing the position? So basically what you need to do is just have the select tool selected and double click. For example, in my instance, I have to go into the group and then select the surface, right click, go to texture, position, and then with this green symbol right here, you can just rotate everything. So I can just click and drag and rotate it. Okay, let's move on. Now we're gonna need to do let's do this material over here. So for the materials, I usually go to ambientcg.com. I usually find everything there, but even if I don't, I think I can even just use a plaster material for this one and just match the color. Just so I want to use as many Enscape materials as possible. That way everyone can follow a lot easier. So I'm going to go to plaster. I'm going to go to clay. I think that's going to work. Let's see. I'm going to go to clay and I'm going to apply it to these ones. I'm going to make it larger, something like 180. Not 1800, but 180. I'm going to go to color wheel and let's just make this a lot more orange. Which is not showing up like that. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Is it a normal map? Is it a roughness map? Not really. I think it has to be something like this. Let me make it a bit brighter. More saturation, please. Let's use the normal map once again. Doesn't look good at all. Nope. Maybe the lighting as well. Let me just use the line, draw outside like this, and let's fix the lighting first. I'm gonna save this real quick. Let me go to my live stream folder, just so we don't lose progress in case SketchUp crashes. Great, nice, perfect. Let me see. Once this saves, I'm gonna go to the Enscape objects and I'm gonna go to spotlight. Let's do the spotlight like this. And I'm gonna do 4x 4x4. Let's go 4x. Let's select this. Beam angle all the way to the maximum. Why is it green? Not sure. Very weird. Let's turn off the sun intensity all the way down first. And then the other thing that we're gonna need to do is, yeah, the sky, let's do just white background. I think there's some weird material here assigned to the windows. So I'm gonna go to glass. Let me select all of this. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, good. The material here doesn't look that bad now that we fixed the lighting. Okay, it does need to look a bit more imperfect in the sense that it needs to have more irregularities, but that's gonna be fine. I'm gonna fix that later on. What else do we need to do here? I want to add some dining room table legs because the dining room table cannot be floating. 3D warehouse, dining table. Nice. Dining table, come on. Let me see what we have here. So I can see from the live stream, there's already been quite a few people that got the 14-day realistic rendering program. Make sure you guys don't miss out on this because later on I'm gonna be uploading and doing the, I'm gonna be putting out all of the results of the people that joined, and I don't want you to feel like you missed out on this. So let's just move on. Let me see. What will look good on this chair? I mean, on this table. Let's go to models. Let me find something that works. I hate searching for stuff on the 3D warehouse, but there's not really a better alternative as for now. So let's move on. Nothing that similar to our image, but what we can do is we can always just model these ourselves. I'm not sure how these looks exactly, but I think I have an idea. I'm gonna do just one side of these. Maybe we can even just leave how it was. I liked how it was previously. Let's do round dining table. Or just dining table. Which one was the one we imported? How can we find it again? I'm not sure what we did on search, but let's go. We can find it. Not this one, not this one either. Models, come on. What's this? Why are there so many useless models here? So if you didn't know, in order to get all of these useless models off, you can just increase the polygon size, and usually there's better. Oh, okay, so this one is a lot more similar to what we have in the image. See, that one simple filtering can make a huge change. So let's just do this here. Let me apply the material on this one. We're gonna take, come on. We're gonna take this table off completely. We're gonna move this a bit on this side. Maybe, I think it's gonna need to have metallic legs. So let's just copy it from the chairs. Perfect. Now, I definitely want to match the dining table material better later on. And also the plaster needs to be a bit more beige, I think. So I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna go to color wheel. Maybe this is too much. Let's go to HLS, tone down the saturation. Okay, I think this is much better. It doesn't have to be 100% like it is in the image, so yeah. Okay, perfect. There's so many new people signing up in the 14-day realistic rendering program, and make sure you do the same. I'm gonna meet you there. As I said, we're gonna have a one-on-one call with me. Right now, there's the huge sale for Black Friday. I only do this once a year. Don't delay transformation. It's for your own good, trust me. So, okay, Next up, let's find the pendant lights. Pendant light. We're gonna scroll downwards, so let's see if we can find something similar. It's not gonna be easy, but we can do it. What's gonna look good here? This one is pretty similar, I think. We're just gonna need to take off those chains for some reason. Not sure why they put them in there. Let's take a look what we have in the image. Yeah, these ones are pretty similar to this. Only thing is we're gonna take off the chains, as I said, because they don't serve us anything. Let me rotate these like this. Perfect. Use the M key to move them, and we're gonna go all the way up to the ceiling. I'm gonna use the same plaster for the ceiling as well. I think I did that earlier. These are gonna need to be a bit smaller, and not as small, but something like this. And I'm gonna take off the chain. I think only the chain is selected right now. Come on. Okay. Let's select this all the way from here up to here. Let's go. Good. Okay, now we're just gonna need to draw to model the cable. So let me just draw it over here. Very small radius, 1%. I mean, 1 centimeter works fine. Let's group this, and we move it right on top of the lighting fixture. So let's just leave this here. I think it's too much. Wow. Okay. Let me just make this smaller. I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna offset it about right here, and then just extrude this all the way down. Perfect. Now, select this once again. We're gonna push pull all the way up. And yeah, we're gonna move these all the way to the ceiling, and then we're gonna need to drop these down further. What's the distance between these two? I think we're gonna need to move this a little bit more to the left, and we're gonna need to make these parts a bit smaller. But let's check. Everything is gonna come to place as we go. I'm sure you guys have seen, if you've seen some of my other live streams, you can tell that the transformation is incoming in the next few steps. So yeah, I'm not sure if these are that well aligned. No, they're not. I could tell that. Let's move this over here. Let's select these two parts, move downwards, something like this. Let's select these as well. Not that part. I'm gonna need to go more inside the group. Perfect. Let's use the extrude to go all the way down on this. Come on. Come on. Why do you have to do this, SketchUp? And why am I taking the longest route possible to do even the simplest action? Let's move this here, and then this part, did I select this on top? No. Okay, perfect. And then this part, we can just move it downwards as well, and we can just keep going. Once again, guys, feel free to let me know where you guys are from. It's always interesting to me to know where the audience is watching from, what countries, what regions of the world. That is always interesting to me. So let's go to material editor once again. We're gonna select this, and let's just make it self-illuminated. I'm not sure if it has a cutout transparency map, but we're not gonna need it. Let's make this a bit warmer, something like this, maybe higher self-illumination, but these definitely need to be smaller, or just take this part off completely and move this part upwards like this. Not really, right? Let me check what it looks like over here. It's pretty similar, but I think there's another way we can make this better. If I go here, I go undo, 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 and if I take these two parts, something like this will work better, I think. Make a group. Perfect. I think this is going to work much better, and it's going to be much closer to what it looks like in the actual image. Okay, let's select this, move it upwards, boom. Okay, do we need to keep this even lower? Yes, we do, because in the image, even the ceiling needs to be a lot higher. So what we're gonna do is this. Let's select the ceiling. Let's go about, let me go about, I think we're gonna need somewhere around 80 centimeters higher. And then we're gonna use these. We're gonna move this upwards once again. Okay. And then we're gonna need to drop them just like we did previously. I think we won't even be able to see where they end. So if we do something like this, let me check the height once again. Maybe just a tiny bit lower. Not as much. Okay. Perfect. Let's move even this part a lot higher. Let's go like this. Come on. Not sure why the axis is changing here. Maybe all we need to do is just extrude the impulse pull the actual light all the way to the ceiling. This is going to be much easier because we're not even going to be able to see the top of the ceiling. Anyway, let's move on. We have some artwork over there, which is going to need to be a bit bigger. We're going to need to make the windows a lot bigger as well. So let me just select this. Something like this works fine. Let's select the wall from here up to here. Push pull this, or I mean, we can just delete this all the way. Perfect. Much better. Okay, let's move on. This looks much more similar than in the photos. It looks bigger. What else we're gonna need? I mean, the lights are gonna need to be warmer as well. We're gonna need the accessories, and we're gonna need to match this more to the color of the table here. And then what else do we need here? I think the color needs to be a bit, it's gonna need to match more with this. Let's change the color of the lighting here. And I'm gonna try out a new concrete floor. This is gonna need to be warmer, so let's try this. I think something like this can work fine. I'm gonna try and go for the concrete 04 material from the Enscape material library, and that's definitely gonna make things a bit more different. Or maybe concrete. Let's try concrete 15. I haven't tried that one actually. I think it's a new material, if I'm not mistaken. So we have concrete 15. Not too bad actually, but it looks a bit like plaster, to be honest. Let me try another concrete material. Let's try concrete 04. Nah, I don't want to try that. Let's try this one. I'm gonna try out a few different options and see which one will look best. I think this one is gonna look good. Yeah, I think this looks much more like concrete than the previous ones. Okay, good. We're gonna need some of these accessories there. That's not gonna be hard to find. We're gonna need the artwork over there in the back, and we're gonna need to do some work on the lighting, the positioning of the chairs as well. So let's just see how everything goes now. First thing that I want to do is let's just add these accessories. This will make the area more livable, and I'm probably gonna put a plant over there maybe as well. It might ruin the composition though, but let's see. Let's go add the asset library finally. Accessories, let's go to flower. I don't like this. Let's go to vegetation. Scroll all the way down. This is where the plants in pots are located. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. I'm happy to reply to anything you guys might have in mind. What else can we find here? I want to find, I'm not sure where you can find that. I want to find a plant that is similar. Oh no, let's go back to the camera. We set that up previously, so it's not going to be hard to find. I'm going to try and find something similar to this. Maybe it's not going to look like that, but the thing is, it's going to have the same color tones or similar color tones to that one. Let me try and find it. I know there's one here in Asset Library, but I'm not sure if they put it over to accessories or if it's here in the vegetation. It's not this one. It's not these ones either. Let me go back to accessories. I'm going to scroll down. I think if you go to the vases, which are, I think somewhere here. Okay. What can we try out? This can work okay. I think this can work okay. Let's try out how this looks. And we can change the scale of it as well. Let's place it on top of the table right here. Over here, more on the edge. Let's make it bigger. Good. What else? I think the table needs to be more extended on this side. I think this will make things look better, but we can move it over here a bit. Okay. And then we have some more accessories, books, plates, bowls, some weird sculptures, which are not in Enscape, but we can find somewhere. Let me go to the accessories once again. I know there's some cool bowls. I'm not gonna use plates. Let's find the bowls that I'm looking for. Sometimes things are a lot harder to find in Enscape than you might think. Let's try the kitchen tag. Oh, it was these ones. But these are very small here. I'm going to change the angle on these. Let's make these a tiny bit larger. These look cool. I mean, they look fine. Let's move this over here a bit more. And then, or maybe on this side, because it kind of balances things with the orange over there. Make this smaller, maybe a bit bigger. Anyway, let's move on to, let's find like an open book, something like that. Come on, book. No, not these ones. Magazine. No, not this one either. Why is everything so hard to find here? Office. No. Okay, let me just use an open book here. Oh, I was looking for this one actually, so it's fine. Let's rotate it a tiny bit. I'm gonna move it over on this side a bit closer. Good. What else do we need here? We need to match the color, the material on the table a bit. It's probably going to need to be a bit more saturated and a bit darker, I think. So I'm not sure we're going to need to do it in the material editor or not. Let's go a bit darker. Let's see how this will look. What do you guys think so far? Is there anything in particular that you want to ask? Feel free to do so. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. The material editor, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to select it. Come on. And let's make this all the way up and let's see if we can tweak this differently. Let's go to orangish, something like this. This looks closer. This looks much better. The only thing is, I think we're going to need to tone down the saturation to something like 12. Come on. Good. Let's go. We're going to need to add the wall art. We're going to need to fix the lighting a bit outside, and it's going to be fine. I think it's going to look good overall. I think I might want to add a plant over here as well, but let's see. The wall art, I'm just going to look for something here in Google real quick. Wall art. Is it brown? I think it's closer to here. It's not that brown. I think it's more gray. Wall wall art brown. What else can look good there? Ooh, I think I found something that I like. So I think it's I think it's these ones, something like this. Can we open the image in a new tab? They don't have the highest resolution, but let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, it's these ones. Come on. Open image in new tab. Perfect. Now these are high resolution. So I'm just gonna screenshot it real quick. Good. I think this is gonna look good once we import it. Let's check. So we're gonna go over here, and I'm not sure if I want to do a frame on this, but maybe we can try out. I'm gonna import the screenshot that we just did on Target. Pictures, screenshots, scroll down. Good. And not sure why it's not imported. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah, I should press OK. And then let's do it here. I think our render is gonna look a bit more saturated than the example that we're looking at, just because we've used more colors and everything, but I think it's gonna be fine. I think I'm gonna make the wall art bigger as well. The issue here is that the back of the wall is taking more attention than what we have here in the front. So I'm gonna have to tone down the saturation on the drawing or the art, the painting. So let's do 4. Let's make it a bit lighter. Something like this maybe can work. Let's leave it like that. And I'm gonna move it a bit more to the center and upwards, something like this. Is it touching the wall? I don't. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, good. And what else are we gonna need here? I think the chairs need to have a more olive color, and you're gonna need a bit more reflections. The color looks a bit better now. Saturation maybe needs to be higher. I think we can find maybe some better chairs. I'm gonna give it another try on the chairs before we do the final render, but I think that's gonna be later on. This is gonna be 40. What else are we gonna need here? Let's try and add a plant over here at the outside. Let's go vegetation. Let's scroll down. Come on. Let's find something that will look good. What would look good here? I think I know I think this one will look fine. But not here, maybe in this corner. And a bit bigger as well. I'm not sure about that, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. What else? I think I'm gonna need to tweak the lighting a bit as well. Let's see. Let's try and add a rectangular light, and we're gonna check how that will look. So we're gonna add that here. Let's move it a bit in front. I'm gonna make this at the biggest dimensions possible that Enscape lets us. Let's go upwards, and let's increase the luminous power a bit. This will look better. Let's go to the visual settings. But yeah, before we go to visual settings, I just want to remind you that once again, I'm running the only sale of the year where you can get the 14-day realistic rendering program for only $98. And this only happens once a year. This is the Black Friday deal. It's only $98. You get $1,000 worth of exercise files. You will also get access to a private community. You will get feedback from 3D rendering professionals. You will get a one-on-one session with me personally, as well as tips on how you can get clients through realistic rendering. All of this is just at only $98. This is only time of year where I do the sale, so don't delay your transformation for another 365 days. I'm gonna get the link and I'm gonna paste it right on chat. So I'm gonna copy it, paste it on chat. You can go right now in the chat, click the link, join right now. That way you don't miss out on this completely, because I think a lot of people do not know about this yet. So Let's go and find some curtains. 3D warehouse. I'm gonna type in curtain. Let's do which ones are we gonna need here? Okay. We just imported the curtains. Now I'm gonna rotate these. Where is the right side of the curtains? Let me check. Okay, it's good. Now we're just gonna rotate these just a bit more. Now it is in the right angle. Let's increase the size and let's get it closer to the windows. And let's move these all the way to the back of the wall here. I know it doesn't look right now, but we're gonna fix that. First off, let's use, let's hide these curtains, like the part where the curtain connects. We don't need to see that. Something like this. Let's go down even more, I think. Okay, good. And now we're gonna fix the curtains. A lot of people don't know how to actually get the right look for curtains, but it's not as hard as you might think. But let's go here. We're gonna select the curtain material. We don't need this. And in the cutout, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go here at Google and I'm gonna type in curtain transparency map. So if you go to curtain transparency map, you can just find this, save image, and then we can just import this image onto the transparency section at the cutout. And once you download this, I'm just gonna keep this in. I think we selected the wrong curtain. Let me select the white one because this one is not gonna have that material. I'm gonna take this off. Let's go here. Good. Now we can, I know it doesn't look good, but the thing is, now we can just go to the explicit texture transformation, go 0.1, 0.1, and maybe what we can do here is, let me try something like this, inverted. I think something like this can work fine. I don't like the shadows that it's creating here. Let me also try and make it foliage. And I don't like the shadows here though, not at all. I think that's because we have it in front of this and we haven't rotated the curtains right. Good. Now let's just move this light source in front, and now it looks much better than it did previously. One thing that I do want to try, I'm not sure if I want to make this curtain part here orange, or I want to make this this orange color or this green color of the chairs themselves. So let me select this and let me try something out. So if I go to the material editor, which is taking some time to actually show up, we're gonna go to color, not this one. We're gonna go for something darker and a bit more towards this, and less saturation as well. I think something like this can look fine. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about this actually. Let's just leave it like this for now, or maybe we can just get it back to the green that we had earlier. Maybe just leave this with a green. I think this is safer. Maybe we could have gotten the orange to look better, but I just don't wanna mess too long with it. Let's increase this right here. So where's the light objects here? Let's keep objects right here. Let's increase the luminous intensity. It doesn't look that well. The currents have caused a bit of trouble for us here, but let's try it with this, I guess. Let's go. Not really either. Maybe if I choose this curtain and I'll scale it more onto that side, and then get this curtain and I scale it more to that side as well. This does look a bit better. We can also try to duplicate these light sources and do something like this to have it more uniform. But I think the main thing now is going to be our visual settings. Let's try to play around with the visual settings. If not, we can just take these curtains off completely because they're ruining it for us a bit with the shadows here. Anyway, so first off, exposure, auto exposure. Let's just keep it like this somewhere. 54% looks fine. Render quality, ultra. Depth of field, I'm going to increase that a bit, and then I'm going to focus here on the table. And we can go to image settings, auto contrast. Do we like auto contrast? It looks fine, I guess. Yeah, it does look fine. But one thing that I'm more curious about, what if we increase this to 104, 106? It does look a bit more vibrant, but I think it's too much. Let's do 103. This looks a bit more normal, a bit colder. And then this is where I want to turn off the shadow sharpness completely. Ambient brightness all the way up. What else are we going to need here? Fog, we don't need that. Wind, whatever. Sky, we don't care about these that much. Motion blur off, lens flare off, bloom off, chromatic aberration off completely. And I think the saturation is high because we started editing the materials earlier. We started editing the materials before we started editing the saturation, and that caused us some trouble. Come on, good. What can I say about this? I think I still don't like the shadows that the curtains are causing. I'm not sure if there's any way we can fix this. Maybe if we don't keep this as foliage, I don't think that's gonna make a difference. No. Foliage looks better anyway. I think I can move the light sources a bit closer. That might make a difference. No, that only makes it worse. Oh, this looks better, I guess. Or what we can do actually is, if we take this part off completely, we can direct, yeah. So what I was thinking, maybe we just hide these for now. And let me go back to camera 1, the right settings. And yeah, maybe we just direct it from this side. Hide these once again, please, come on. We can just direct it from this side onto the opening where there is no curtains. It doesn't look as natural now. Let me check. Okay. I think the image is also looking a bit burnt out. I think that's going to be a bit of an issue as well. It was like this earlier, I think. Nah. Undo. This looks okay. I think I'm going to have to turn off auto contrast. And I'm going to have to tone down the shadows a bit. And something else that I want to do as well is, let me check the self-illumination on these. I want to turn the self-illumination on this material on a tiny bit. And we're going to move forward. Let's select this. Self-illuminated a lot higher. And maybe let's just add some light sources. I'm going to click save once here so we don't miss that. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section, chat section, where you guys are from. I always enjoy to kind of see where the audience is watching from. I'm going to do this, increase the radius, increase the light intensity a bit, and copy this onto the other light as well. Let's see what the other image looks like and what our image looks like. I think not having the curtains helps us in this case, to be honest. And then, yeah, I think the lighting off these curtains completely. Now the lighting is too strong. Let's take this off. Let's go further back with this. And now these are too strong. So we're gonna need to find a balance. But I think just leaving it with the currents is much better in terms of composition. So we're just gonna keep it like this. I know I'm testing out a lot of different things. Hello, Ivan from Malaysia. Nice to have you here. I know we're testing out a lot of different things and some of them are not working, but this is just how the process of rendering works anyway. So that's what we have to do here. I don't think I'm gonna take too much time. I don't think I'm gonna take a lot more time with this. I think it looks all right. These parts I'm not happy with. Obviously, this is a real photo, and we're doing a render here. I'm gonna try and tone these down a bit and fix them. Come on. Perfect. Good. Select this, tone this down. And let's also tone these down as well. Much better. One last thing that I want to do is I want to switch these chairs for something that look more similar to the render that we're looking at. But before I do that, I want to remind you one last time about the Black Friday sale that is going on in the 14-day realistic rendering program, where you will get access to $1,000 worth of exercise files. Once again, access to a feedback group where you will get feedback from 3D rendering professionals. You will get a free one-on-one session with me, as well as actual advice on how you can get clients for 3D rendering. So I'm just gonna open the page once again, and I will show you everything right here. You can see this is the 14-day realistic rendering landing page. Everything that you will need to learn is right here, and you have a lot of proof feedback, things that work for a lot of students that are in there. And as you can see, it's a Black Friday sale, and it's only $98. I only do this sale one time every year, and you don't want to delay your transformation for another 365 days. So what I advise you to do right now is to just go in chat or in the live stream description, and you can find the link right now. I just pasted it. So go in there, join right now. Don't delay anything about your transformation, because this is a super important thing. Dining chair. Let's see what else we can find which looks similar to what we have here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find another chair that looks as similar as that one, or if we're going to be able to find it, it's going to take too long. It's not going to be worth it. So what I am going to do right now is I will just go in the visual settings, and let me try to change the material a bit on these ones for the final touch. What if we do 30? Is it too much? What if we change the specular? I think it's gonna look fine at 40. Okay, what about this material? Does this have roughness? No, we're gonna need to make this 40 as well. This needs a bit more reflections. And what else do we have here? Everything else I think is pretty much set up. Let me just also assign a metallic slider onto the lighting fixture. Okay, I'm gonna go select the lighting fixture and go metallic 100 and roughness 30. And this is gonna work much better for us. Perfect. All right, I think we're just gonna hit render. I don't wanna waste any more time with this render. I think we got the basics down, a lot of a lot of the important settings covered here. Auto contrast doesn't look that good, so we're just gonna keep it like that. And yeah, I think the next step is to just overlook all of these, and I'm just gonna hit render. I'm gonna go here at the desktop. I'm gonna type in dining room, and let's see how the final image will look like. And I am also very interested to see what you guys think. I think it came looking pretty good. Well, obviously it doesn't look the best because there's time limitations and stuff like that in the live stream. Plus, I didn't want to waste a lot of time looking for models, and I don't want the live stream to go on forever for just a simple dining room. But yeah, this is the dining room that we did here in SketchUp and Enscape. Let me know what you guys think. I think it is looking all right. How did you achieve the translucent curtain material? I think you can just go back to the live stream and check that out, because I just finished the render actually. But I also have a video on the channel if you want to go look at that. I can leave the link in the chat. Another thing, once again, I want to remind you, keep an eye on this because this is very, very important for everyone out there. It is the most proven method on how you can learn rendering in the fastest time frame possible without wasting a bunch of money and time on stupid, expensive courses out there that are thousands of dollars. I'm sure you've seen them online. This is only $98 right now for you. You don't want to waste thousands of dollars on an expensive computer because, as you know, I work with a very, very low entry barrier software, as well as if you don't want to waste a lot of money onto software. So thank you guys for watching. I want to remind you, this is the render that we created today, and I'm gonna leave the link once again in chat. Go ahead, check out the program, and I will see you inside the community and talk to you soon. So have a wonderful day.